you doing? It's Jeff Sinker back again with another Iron Maiden, just for a change. Going back to another one of the early albums, I've had quite a few requests for some of the Diano era. So, bringing you the Prowler. Fun song. A lot going on this one, so there's quite a lot to learn on this one. Obviously, we're going to be featuring a lot of the stuff which is on Dave Murray, because he's playing most of the lead lines through these songs, so we'll be covering all that. And at the end, we will be looking at what Adrian Smith is doing, and also that rhythm that he plays at the beginning, which it is a fun one to play. Quite tricky to get into, so then we'll be covering that at the back, and also what Adrian's doing behind the lines that Dave Murray is playing through the song. Now, I won't be covering the guitar solo in this, there's enough to cover with just all the different rhythm parts and the kind of rhythmic feels that you've got to put into this one. So, if this is your first time to the channel, hi, how you doing? Great to see you. If you're a Maiden fan, and that's hopefully why you've stumbled across this video, you really do want to subscribe to this channel. We are very, very close. I think this actually might be the 50 lessons of Iron Maiden. So if you are a Maiden fan, click on that subscribe button, click on that bell. No, you won't be disappointed. Also, don't forget, if you're watching this, you're already a subscriber, please click on that like button. That helps just to promote my channel across YouTube. So any support you can give me, that would be great, so it would. Anyway, enough of me babbling and enough of my plugs. Let's get into this song and let me show you how to play Prowler. So don't go away.
Preview.
Right, let's have a look at that riff that is played by Dave Murray, predominantly through the intro and also through the verses. So I'll just quickly play it through. For this, I'm going to play it without the wah-wah pedal, just so you can hear the notes of what I'm doing on the bends. Okay, what I'm doing there, I'm just playing on 8 on the B string to 7, and then I'm doing a full tone bend on the 8, releasing down to the 8 and then 7, and then back to the 8. And I'm going to repeat that. Now, at the final one, which is the fourth one, I go back to the 8 on the B, and then I do a 7 on the G string, and then I'm doing a trill between the 9 and the 7. So I get... and then I repeat. Now, sometimes Dave Murray, when he's playing live, he likes to do a little bit of a whammy bar dive. So on the end of the trill, you get this. So he just takes that dive bomb down and just gives it a little bit more fun when he's playing it. And for the verse, we do exactly the same as we did in the intro. So we're starting off with that. But at the end of the trill, we have this riff. So what I'm playing there is 9 to 7 on the G, to the 9 on the D, back to the 7 on the G, and then I do a 9-7-5 on the D, finishing on the 7 on the A. We get... Then we go back to the... we do the trill, and then we get a G power chord to an A power chord. So we go... So the next part of the verse goes like this. So what I'm doing there, I'm now moved up 1 fret from that E, I'm on an F, and I'm doing 2 chugs. And I'm doing that over 2 bars. Now at the end of the second bar, instead of just doing the 2, I bring that to more of a crescendo, just playing the F. And then I go down to an E chord, just a power chord. And then I get a G to the A. And then back to the E. And then we got this riff on the B string, which is a 15 whole tone bend down to the 13. Back to the 15. Finish on the 13, so slow. Then I go back to the F for 1 bar. Then I've got this sequence across the 10th fret on the B and the G string, and I'm going. So I'm playing the B string first, 1 on the B, 2 on the G. And then down to the E. Same again, G to the A. Back to the E. Now when I go back up to this bend here, instead of going to the 13, I go to the 14. So I get. And that is the end of the verse. So we've got 2 parts to the verse, and now we are into the chorus section. The chorus section is very, very similar to the riff that you've been playing through the verse and the intro, but just a slight little change. So we do this twice for the first part. So all I'm playing there is 8-7. And then I do a 9-7, and then a trill, and then repeat. And then I've got 2. Which is exactly the same as you played it in the intro. And then I go back and do 2 of that first part. And that now takes us to the interlude. So it goes like this. Right, quite busy, so let me just show you exactly what you're playing there. You're going to do this sequence 4 times. So we start off on 8 on the B and 7 on the high E. Then you're going to play 7 on the B and 5 on the E. Slide down 2 frets, and you're going to play 5 and 3 across B and E. And then you move down and you play 3 and 2. And then you work back up. So it's. And you do that 4 times, and as you saw, it is quite quick. That's interlude number 1. Now we get into the one that's even more fun, which is interlude number 2. So it goes something like this. I said it is quite busy, so we're going to start off on the B string, and we're going to play 5-3-0, and we're going to play that 4 times. Finishing with a 5-3, and you're going to play that sequence twice, so we get. Then we repeat the same pattern on the high E string just once. Then we go back and we play it one more time on the B string. Then we move up on the B string and we're going to play 8, 7, 5, same pattern. We do this twice. Again. And to finish off, we cross over to the E string and we're going to play that pattern just once. And from there it goes into Dave Murray's guitar solo, which I ain't going to cover in this lesson. But coming out of the guitar solo, we go into a chorus section, which we're going to call chorus B because it's slightly different to the normal chorus we've looked at previously. Chorus B goes like this. So very similar to the previous chorus. The only difference is that part at the end we'll be doing the double stop and also there's no trills. So I'm just doing an 8-7 on the B and then 9-7-9 on the G and repeat that 4 times. Once we've done that 4 times, then we go back to that pattern that we looked at in the interlude, but we're not playing all of it. All we're doing is going from the 8-7 down to the 5-7-5, to the 5-3, to the 3-2, and then back up to the 5-3, and we repeat. And that is the end of chorus B. Then it goes back into the same chorus that we played previously, which is the chorus A, which has got the trills in it. And from there we go back and we play everything we've previously played. So we go back to a verse, which is that. Plays through that, then it goes into the verse part 2. Does that section again, and then it goes back into a normal chorus. Gets all of that played through. Then we've got a little outro solo by Dave Murray, and that takes us to the end of the song. So we've covered all of the parts played by Dave Murray in the Prowler. Right, now we're going to look at some of the parts played by Adrian Smith, and in particular that rhythm at the beginning of the song. Now, I'm just going to play it through and then I'll break it down because it's quite a little tricky little rhythmic feel to this one. So it goes like this. Okay, now that is just that opening section that we're playing through, but the rhythmic feel stays continual even when we start to change the chords, which we do later on. Now let me just play it through slowly, then you can get the feel of this. So we're going to start off with a down, up, down over the E. And then we get this 3 times, and then another. Now that is the section, that is the bar. Now what you're going to do, you're going to keep playing that rhythm every single time, regardless what chord you're on. So it starts and stops. So at the end of the bar, you've got that, followed by another. So we get. That's staying on the E. Now that's not too bad to play, but when we've got to shift to the D, which is coming up, you've got to split that change. So as you're playing, you see how it gets a bit more of a challenge now. So again, I'm going to play that slow, the change between the E to the D. So, you start off, you're playing the E quite a number of times, and then it will change down to the D. You just play it for 1 bar, and then you're back to the E again. You continue with that, and then it goes back. So it's going to keep, and if you follow the sheet music, you'll be able to see how it goes. But again, back up the speed. Okay, so I'm sure you're getting the idea now. I say do it nice and slow and then speed it up. Now, there are a couple of extra parts to throw into this one. The part in the Dave Murray was playing when he played that, we've got to do that, but we're going to play that inside the rhythm. Now, the notes that you're going to play in that, now I'm going to show you the riff first before we get into that rhythmic feel. We are going to play 7 on the A to a 5, cross over to 7 on the E, back to the 5 on the A, and then it's a 7, 5, 3, 4. But we're coming into that from from the E, so we got and then it goes back into it. Now, when you've come out of that riff, what you've got there is a series of playing. So we go. So we're playing that 4 times. Goes back into the E. Now we're going to play that 2 more bars on the E. And then we go on to the D. And you're going to just play half of that bar. So you got this. And then we've got a G to an A. And then you're going to play exactly the same as what Dave Murray did in the second part of the verse riff. Let's just have a look at what Adrian Smith is playing through the chorus. So I'll just play it through. Okay, he starts off with C power chord, to a D power chord, and then back to the riff. And then back to a C, and on to a D. So that's what Adrian Smith is playing through that chorus section. So when we hit the interlude, for the first part, it's just Dave Murray by himself playing that sequence through. And then Adrian Smith comes in with some power chords, and he starts off with an E, to an F sharp, to an A, to an E, and repeats. Now let's have a look what Adrian is doing through the second part of the interlude. So I'll just play it through. Okay, this one's a little bit easier to do because of the way you can pick and play this one. So what we're starting off is 7 on the A string, pulling it off to the 5, and then playing on to the 7 on the E. So I get this. So I'm doing a pull off onto the 5, and then I hit on the 7. And again, I'm going to do that 4 times. And then I've got that 7-5. And repeat that. Then I move down the string, so I'm doing the exact same pattern, but across the D and the A string. Then I can move back down. And I'm going to move up to the G string on 9th fret. I'm going to do a 9-7 and then to the 9 on the G. move up to 10 on the B string, and I'm going to do 10, 8, and then to the 9 on the G. So finally what we'll do now, we'll look at what Adrian Smith is doing during Dave Murray's guitar solo. So I'll just play it through. So while I'm playing there, I start off on an E, and I'm playing this rhythm. Then to a D, C, and then to a B. Repeat that all over again, and then on the third one, I start off the same way. And I'm just doing from the B. When I hit the B, to on the D, so it's C, back to the E. So there we have it. There are all of the sections for Prowler. Parts of it are quite tricky. I love the interlude section on this, so take your time, follow the tablature that I'll be including, and just work through it, building up your speed. Because just getting that whole movement is a little bit tricky. And of course, that rhythm that Adrian Smith is playing, that can be a funny one to get down. I will be including all of the tablature for this, and if I get the chance, I'm going to put together a backing track as well, so you can play on both rolls. Don't know if that'll be ready in time, though. I'm kind of stacked up with a lot of requests from all of you out there, so I'm trying to get as many of them out as possible. Oh, I'm going to let you go so you can get into this and start to learn it. But until the next time, this is Jeff Sinker wishing you well, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Until then, goodbye.